The Monasteries. Agiou Panteleimonos monastery. History. The holy monastery of St. Panteleimon, the so-called Rossicon, Russian, is on the southwest of the Athos Peninsula, a little before one reaches the port of Daphne. The present appearance of the monastery, with its abandoned grand multi-storied buildings, testifies to its rich and expansive past. The monastery was founded by several monks from Kiev in the 11th century, which is why it is known as Rossicon. Traditionally it was inhabited by Kievan and later by Russian Orthodox monks. It was recognized as a separate monastery in 1169. The monastery prospered in the 16th and 17th centuries, being lavishly sponsored by the Tsars of Muscovy, but it declined dramatically in the 18th century to the point where there are only 2 Russian and 2 Bulgarian monks left by 1730. Under Turkish rule the monastery of St. Panteleimon suffered badly, and there were periods when it was completely deserted. Thus, in the 17th century the Holy Community included it among the monasteries under its guardianship. In the next century, the Russo-Turkish Wars brought about a reduction in the number of Russian monks, and Greeks, Bulgarians, and Serbs came to predominate. The Rossicon recovered and was revitalized with help of generous donations from the Phanariot Kalimakai's family, and particularly Ioannis Kalimakais, Prince of Moldavia, 18th century, and Skarlatos Kalimahis, 18th, 19th century. In the meantime, in 1760 the community moved from the Thessalonikos monastery and established itself in the Monadrian, monastic house, of the Ascension. The Thessalonikos monastery then took the name of Paliomonasterion and became a dependency of the ruling Rossicon monastery. After the departure of the Turks, the monastery continued its process of recovery and reorganization under its abbot Gerasimos of Drama, a man of many fine qualities. It was during his term of office that the first Russians began to arrive after their long absence. The mass inflow of Russian monks began by degrees to disturb the balance in the proportions of Greeks and Russians, with all the tensions which followed. Monks of Russian nationality had reached the figure of 1,000 in 1895, and until 1913 their numbers continued to rise. The troubles caused by the heresy of the Onomatoltas, which developed at the monastery, drove many into exile, and in 1917 the revolution in Russia finally cut off the recruitment of Russian monks. The construction of the present monastery on a new site, closer to the seashore, was carried out during the first 2 decades of the 19th century, with the financial help of the ruler of Moldova, Skarlatos Kalimachos. Russian monks numbered 1,000 in 1895, 1,446 in 1903, and more than 2,000 by 1913. During the Tatar yoke in Russia, most of the monks were Greeks and Serbs. The monastery occupies the 19th rank in the hierarchical order of the 20 Atonite monasteries. It is kenobitic, that is, it is a communal monastic life. It also contains 4 skets. The monastery of St. Panteleimon was repeatedly gutted by fires, most famously in 1307, when Catalan mercenaries set it aflame, and in 1968. The first Russian leader to visit the monastery was President Vladimir Putin on September 9, 2005.